Hello everyone out there in the real world, welcome back to my Lego world and welcome to Daly's Bricks. So welcome back to today's video guys, thank you for joining us. Before we get started, please can I ask, if you haven't done so, please go and subscribe to this channel. That would mean so much to us. We are coming up to 100 subscribers and I would love to get to that milestone. Also, we're on Instagram, so please head on over to @dailies_bricks and say hi. Now, we'll get straight away cracking on with today's video. And today's video is, we're going to add an extension to our Palace Cinema. So we've been planning this for a little bit of time. We've told you a little bit about it. I'm a massive film buff and love going to the cinema in normal times. So for me, a cinema is a very important building in a community, especially the Lego one. I think it looks fantastic. I love how it looks like the Chinese theatre in LA, and I just feel like it needs maybe a little bit more adding to it. So we're going to add in an extra floor to it to give it a little bit more height, and in that way it'll make our city just look a bit more variation in the height kind of line of the city. We're also going to, because we're adding an extra floor, add in a screen. So now our cinema is going to have 2 screens, and maybe change up the inside a little bit to give it more of a modern inside cinema feel. We'll see how that goes. So what are we waiting for? Let's get cracking. Righto, so like I've just been saying, today's video is we're going to focus on the Palace Cinema here. Now this is a really nice modular. The building itself, if we can just have a quick look, and excuse a bit of a mess of the room in the background as we're on a massive rebuilding project in a minute, which I'll share with you in due course. But yeah, that's the Palace Cinema. For me, I absolutely love this set on the outside. On the inside, I'm not that keen on it. It is one of the older modulars, so as with the older modulars, they lack a bit of detail inside. There is some, there's a kiosk stand, there's the ticket office and stuff down here, and then in here is the screen and stuff, and the little projector, and then the roof and everything looks beautiful on the outside. Just on the inside, it lacks a little bit for me. So what I've been planning for a little bit of time now is we're going to extend this. Okay, this building's going to get another floor, and then I'm going to redesign at least the inside of the screens, possibly the bottom floor as well, just to make it more like a cinema. Now, I'm a huge film fan and cinema nerd, and in normal times I go to the cinema very often, so I want this to be a fantastic kind of representation of one of my favourite pastimes, the cinema. So we're going to start by building the second floor. Now the second floor, externally, I'm going to try keep it exactly the same as this. It makes sense. And that's what we're going to do now. Then once we've built it exactly to the instructions, that's when I'm going to start kind of retro building it, I guess, and mock building inside. My plans at the minute is, if I can just take off the lid here, the lid, and not the lid, is it? It's a roof. So what you've got, spare bag of parts, apparently, is that's the way I kept them. I don't normally do that. So inside, you can see here you've got your stairwell, stairs leading up and then to the roof. You've got your screen, you've got a couple of seats, you've got a projector, and you've got some people having a sleep there apparently. So it's not a huge amount of space, but what I do fancy doing is maybe moving the screen over, taking the curtains out. I don't know, I'll see how that looks. Building a wall. Now I know that's going to take up a lot of space, but my theory is, see, it's a cinema and you wouldn't just come upstairs. Maybe in the old days you might have just come straight upstairs and there would have been a screen, but I like the idea of there being a wall and that being its own separate room, and where the projector is as well, trying to make that a bit boxed off as well. Now I know you would also say, well, you won't have windows in any cinema, and that is very true, but I do like the idea of being able to look inside, so we're going to do that. So we're going to add a second screen, definitely. Hopefully my plan goes well, where I'll be able to add a wall in, and then I'll do it on this floor as well as the new floor. So there's definitely going to be at least 2 screens in the cinema that I'm going to make, because you're going to have this screen and then you're going to have another level with another screen. Now I don't want the same movie on, that looks quite an old movie. I'm going to plan on making it some more modern movies, and I've got some more posters as well, for not just the front here but for around the city as well. So that's the plan. First things first though, what we're going to do is, and I'm going to share with you guys, is we're going to rebuild this floor, just a new one. I've got all the parts for it. We're going to build this essentially and then take it from there. So far so good then. We've got the floor part of the build for this extension of the Palace Cinema done. This is exactly the same to the plans as the original. There's been no changes here. So all we need to do now is basically keep following the instructions, get these walls up, get the stairwell in and the stairs going up as well, and get the screens and the seats and all that in before we start playing around with it really. So far so good. A few slight issues I'd say. As you can see, it's not fully finished, this first floor of the Palace Cinema. Now, I built it to the instructions, but the annoying thing is I didn't get the right amount of parts, a miscalculation on my part, so that's why there's some light bluish grey and then these coloured bricks up the top here. Just one of those annoying things. I'll get the parts and then I'll change them out. But I've built what I could build so far with the parts I've got, and it's pretty much there. Pretty much the same design so far. Now, like I said, I have unfortunately ran out of the parts what I need to completely finish this as the original plans dictated, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you guys won't know a difference. I'll have to wait a couple of days until the parts come, but for you it'll be instantaneous, I guess. But what I have done is I've started actually playing around with a bit of the inside and mocking it out, so I'm going to show you that now, and this is what I've gone for. Now originally you've got this kind of little fence bit, so you can see that it's not the best. This little fence bit here normally kind of comes around where I've built this wall, so I've moved that in as it was kind of wasted space. Now this is a little very narrow corridor for people to walk past, so the idea is you would come up the stairs and then this is maybe screen 1 or 2, I don't know yet, and you can either go into the cinema or you go up the stairs to the next screen or to the roof, don't know which one yet. So like I said, I've added this wall in, and then there's a door frame there. There'll be a door in, and if you into this screen you'll come in and there'll be some seating in here. I'm going to play around with the seating. I don't like the original plans on the seating, it's very just flat floored. I might try make at least an attempt of having some multi-level seating. And then this is the projector's room. Again, you can see there's a door frame there, so only staff can go in, climb up the ladder, and then the projector will be there. There's a wall here. There'll be a little kind of arch frame there. Whoops. Yeah, there'll be a little arch frame there, so the projector shine out onto the screen. So I think so far that's looking quite good. Like I said, that's just a very kind of rough play around at the minute. Nothing too kind of scientific, I guess, or planned out. I'm not going to put the curtains in. going to take them out of the other one as well, just because I feel that is very old. So instead of these exposed studs, I'll probably put some lights, not light, but you know what I mean, like trans light style bricks, just to give you the illusion that when it's not a cinema screening on, it gives light to the room. But so far, I'm quite happy with that. So now I've just got to wait a couple days for parts, so I can keep working on this. So there we go. We've put a new movie on. Now, full disclaimer, I'm not really a Star Wars guy, but I found these cheap online on eBay. My idea is I'm going to get a few different ones and change them out at times, just to keep changing things around in the city. But yeah, so that's nice. I didn't realise it was so slopey, so I might have to try put some sort of curtain in. I don't know. But then I've also got lots of other cool stuff for the cinema that I found. Got these alternative kind of like Chinese movies and things like that, which I think will look great. And then these what I found online, you know, Avengers, Star Wars and Dark Knight Rises. So these are all look really good. Put up around the city, I think. I think it's a bit of a shame if I use them inside the modular and stuff like that, because we won't really get to see them. Whereas I think a lot of these, it might be good just to put them on things like bus shelters, train stations and things like that. Like you would do in any city, seeing it advertise different movies. You know, there's some really cool ones there, and there's loads you can get online. People make themselves, so I think I'll do that, and it just gives it that nice kind of, you know, depth to the city, I guess. That you see these kind of things that you would see in real life. You know, like you've got all these ones, and yeah, the ones that's in the modular already might change them out at times for some of these as well, just to mix things up. And also the really good thing about these ones what I got is, as you can see, I can change the front sign, which you can see there. I can change that out at times as well, to saying showing Star Wars tonight and stuff. So we can definitely have a bit of play around and be mixing things up a lot with this cinema build. Okay, so we've now built our second floor to the Palace Cinema, and here's them side by side. Really, there's a few little differences that I need to change these bars up, and some of the bricks I ran out of space, so I just mixed them up a little bit, and I think that gives it a bit of wear and tear look, to be honest with you. I don't think that's the end of the world of being different around here. The main difference is the inside in the interior, which if we just have a look, this is the original one. So you can see how they've got the curtain and stuff built, and the old kind of movie on. And then this is my one. Now the big difference here really is on the one that I've customized and built, is I've added in this wall here, here and here. Now why I've done that is, for me, cinemas are like this. This is very open planned. I'm not a fan of this, although I'd probably say this is probably a kind of 1930s design. Annoying part for me is this is very next to the wall, but either way it would be, because there's not enough space there. And if you look down here, I wanted to leave 2 stud room down here for people to actually walk down. Now the chairs and everything is in here, we don't have them in here. I've still got to get pieces for that. And then there's projector, you can see, it's got its own very small little room. But if I just turn this around, you can see how it works. It's got its own little hole there that will project through. And the movie they're playing is Star Wars in this screen. So yeah, it means it's a lot narrower in here, and it does look very plain in here. And I did want to kind of think about putting some of those posters you've just seen up in here, but it'll be kind of wasted because you won't see them. There's no windows really to see into them, and it'll be very dark in here anyway. I am going to put some doors in there and put some lights as well, as you would see. But overall, I'm very happy with this. Now, I know it's one of those details where you're not really going to see, because obviously these buildings are all closed up and things, and you only really see by lifting off. But it's just one of those things for me that I wanted to do. So I might change this over, I'm not entirely sure yet, but I just want to give you a side-by-side comparison to show you there. It was very simple to do, just basically just building up walls really, and then making sure I had that space for the projector. Granted, the projector's not as grand looking as this one, it is literally just the camera stuck on the plinth, but you know, I needed to make that sacrifice for the space really, and I was prepared to. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. So I actually decided to go ahead with the original one here by putting the walls in and stuff like I had done here, and I actually think now I've done it, it looks a lot better on this one than that one. I made a few slight tweaks, and the curtain and stuff, as you can see with here, I've got a bit of space either side, which just works a lot better. And I don't know if it's because of the seats and all that's done already as well, but you can see there the camera's got its little vantage point, and I've basically how I got that space is I cut down the space in here, which annoys us because I kind of think, well, no one could walk down there, but it's Lego, we're not really going to see it, but just for the fact is that that's now balanced and that's got space on either side, I think I might actually redo this as this now, if that makes sense. Just that one stood over it feels to me that makes a massive difference. So yeah, I'm liking that. I consider this one done. So there we've done. The Palace Cinema is now back into the city, and as you can see the outside part is all done. I think it's looking good. It gives some key kind of height differentiation into our city. Instead of everything just being at the same level, this makes it a little bit taller, which I think personally adds a bit more character and stuff. Obviously inside we've still got to do some bits and pieces. We've got the seating to finish, but that can get done whenever parts come really. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll just give you a little bit of a view elsewhere. So as you can see, it's hard to get it all into shot just because of the nature, the size of this room here. But there you see, I think it works quite well as well next to corner garage, and then you can see the two different heights. And then if we just pan it around the side here, just on this canal front we're building at the moment. And really exciting news is, yes, the Daily Bugle building's right there right now, but I can see the workmen just behind there. Could a new modular be getting built? Dum dum dum. Stay tuned. But yeah, I think that looks good. What do you guys think? Okay guys, so thank you so much for checking out today's video. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you liked those changes we made to our Palace Cinema. Obviously we're not fully finished yet. We need to still do the seating a little bit, and that might take a little bit of playing around with. And also just waiting for parts really. At the minute in the UK our post system, I don't want to say it's slow, but it's not going as fast as it has done in the past. I don't know if that's because of Brexit or just because we're in COVID times that things are again delivered a lot slower. It's one of those things. It's not the end of the world. It gives us something to look forward to, and obviously we'll share that. We like to share a lot of our work on Instagram, which leads me nicely to, if you have Instagram, please head on over to @dailies_bricks and find us there, and you'll see all our posts and things there. We also have a website now. I don't know if we've told you that before guys. Our website is www.dailiesbricks.com. Head on over and check that out as well. And then just before I wrap up the video, as always, let us know what you think. What do you think about our Palace Cinema? Do you think it looks better with that extra floor in? Do you think it looks worse? Tell us, be honest. Any other ideas, anything you think, actually, have you thought about mocking this inside, doing this instead? We would love to hear them, guys, as always. Now, one final thing, please like and subscribe to this channel. It does really mean so much to see when someone new subscribes. So, that's it for today, guys. As they say, that's all, folks. Bye.